Hello and welcome to another tutorial on the TI Nspire. Now this tutorial is how to convert a fraction into a decimal. So I'm going to go to calculate. I'm going to just use the scratch pad to get a calculator. And I am going to convert a fraction into a decimal. I'm going to start with something very simple, something that you should already know the value of. For example, 1/2, 1 over 2, a half. That in decimal notation, that's equal to zero point 0.5. Very common fraction. To execute that in the calculator, this is what you do. You simply, again, since converting a fraction into a decimal using paper like we would have did in 7th grade, all you have to do is use in and out. You're getting the numerator and dividing it by the denominator. So 1 would be divided by 2, and that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to do 1 divided by 2. Now, however, if you click enter, which I'm going to do right now, it doesn't convert it into a fraction. I'm sorry, it doesn't convert it into a decimal. It keeps it as a fraction, better stated. So what you want to do is to convert this fraction into a decimal. So this is what you have to do. You still do 1 divided by 2, but before you hit enter, you're going to hit control. And by activating control, then that means everything in blue is now activated. If you're using the calculators in Campus, that's going to be in yellow, all right? You're going to activate all the buttons in yellow. And above the enter button, right here, is this little squiggly line. It's not an equal sign, it's an approximation sign. So you want to approximate what 1 divided by 2 is equal to. And the approximation is a decimal value. Well, this one is going to get to an exact approximation, which is equal to 0.5. So you see, it approximated to the exact value of 0.5. So I know it sounds kind of weird, kind of an oxymoron because you're approximating to an exact answer. It doesn't make quite sense. But in this case, it gives you the exact value of what the decimal is. It's 0.5. Now this again more useful when you're using and trying to approximate a fraction that doesn't end like 0.5. The example is 1/3, 1 divided 1 over 3, which would in decimal notation using in and out, 1 is being divided by 3. So I'm going to hit 1 divided by 3. All right, you see right here what I have right here, 1 divided by 3, the fraction 1/3. Now I'm going to hit control enter. And here's my decimal notation, 0.333333, and it stops. Again, because what the calculator is doing is just simply approximating the value. This will never end. This pattern is never going to end and will go on infinitely. But since the calculator cannot write an infinite number, cannot continue infinitely, it has to stop somewhere. So it stops after the third, fourth, fifth, sixth, third number right there. Now, what you're going to do on your assignments or on a test is to simply write that the answer is 0.3 and then a line above it, indicating that the 3 is going to repeat on forever. So this is how you convert a fraction into a decimal. Now, the reason that this stays as a 3 is because the number after that is going to be a 3, and it's going to, again, like I said, it's going to approximate. And I'll tell you exactly what I mean in a second. Look, okay, so 1/3 is equal to this. Now, let's do 2/3, 2 over 3. So we're going to do 2 divided by 3 in the out. So 2 divided by 3. The calculator is going to do all this calculation for us. I'm going to hit Control, Enter. And voila, here it is. It converts 2/3 into the decimal notation of 0.66666 and now 7. And let me explain why this number is changed to a 7 and doesn't write a 6. Because again, like I said earlier, it's approximating the value. Since the next number after this 6 should be another 6 and then another 6, well, the number is going to approximate and move upwards because 5 and over, you approximate up. You go to the next digit value. So this is going to be a 7. If I was going to approximate it to this value, I was going to approximate it to this value right here, okay, to the 4th place value, then I would look at the 5th place value, which is this 6, and this, because of this 6, I would approximate this to be 0.6667. Now again, on a test, on a homework assignment, the way you're going to write your answer is simply 0.6 with the line above it. So you have to be sure and make sure that you understand that this is a repeating decimal, that this is not the exact answer, that this pattern of 0.6, okay, 6666666 is going to go on forever. You get the point. Well, This again is the tutorial on how to convert a fraction into a decimal. Quite simple. It's just simply getting in and out and just hitting control before you hit enter. So the calculator does the actual conversion, but it follows the same idea of you just simply doing in and out, but the calculator is doing all the work for you.